They never saw it coming, not the doctors. Not their families, not even the people themselves. One day, they were walking to the mailbox, waving at the neighbors. The next, they were lying in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines, wondering, how did it all fall apart so fast? And here's the part nobody wants to talk about: it wasn't some big accident. It wasn't bad luck. That it was something slow, invisible, and deeply preventable. There are 4 silent reasons why most people never make it past 80. They hide behind normal blood tests, behind cheerful smiles, behind decades of feeling fine. But when they strike, it's already too late, and the worst part, you may already be feeling the early signs, without even realizing it. Let me ask you this: have you been feeling a little more tired lately? Like your get up and go, just got up and left? Have you noticed it's harder to keep up with the things you used to love? Maybe walking feels heavier. Breathing takes more effort. Or sleep just isn't as refreshing anymore. Most people chalk it up to aging, but what if I told you, it's not age? It's damage that's been building up inside the body, quietly, year after year, and unless you spot it now, unless you make these small but powerful changes, it could be the very thing that cuts life short far too early. But you're here. And that means you care. You want more years, not just to exist, but to live. To dance at weddings, to laugh without pain, to feel strong when you wake up in the morning. So let's start with the first silent reason that's stealing life from millions of people over 60, and most don't even know it: chronic, hidden inflammation. It's not the kind of swelling you can see. There's no redness, no visible pain, but inside the body. It's like a slow fire, burning through your cells, aging your heart, weakening your brain, clogging your arteries. And here's the twist: it doesn't come from just one place. It builds up from sugar in your tea, from a lack of deep sleep, from silent stress you've buried for years. Even certain foods you thought were healthy might be fueling this inner fire. In fact, studies have shown that chronic inflammation is behind 7 out of 10 of the diseases that kill older adults: heart disease, stroke, dementia, even some cancers. Now, I know that sounds frightening. But here's the good news: you can cool that fire. Starting today, even one small change can lower that inflammation, and add years to your life. Try this tonight, before bed. Don't just brush your teeth. Do one more thing: take a slow, deep breath, hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale for 8. Do that 5 times. It sounds too simple, right? But it's not. That little breathing trick calms your nervous system, lowers stress hormones, and signals your body to stop the inflammatory attack. It's a message to your cells: you're safe now. You can stop fighting. And when your body stops fighting itself, healing begins. Let's move to the second silent reason that's pulling the plug on people's lives far too early: muscle loss. Not the kind that makes you weak overnight. This is something far sneakier. You wake up one day and say, "My legs feel a bit stiff." A few months later, you notice it takes more effort to stand from a chair. Then you stop using the stairs as much. You hold on to the rails more often. Eventually, you start saying things like, "I just don't feel like walking today." That's not just getting older. That's a condition called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it's one of the biggest predictors of falls, fractures, and early death. You see, muscle doesn't just help you move. It protects your bones, supports your organs, and perhaps most importantly, it keeps your metabolism alive. Less muscle means slower metabolism, more fat, higher blood sugar, and a shorter lifespan. But again, it's reversible. Even if you're 70, 80, or beyond, the trick isn't heavy weightlifting or spending hours at the gym. It's about small, daily movements that signal your body to rebuild strength. Here's a simple thing you can do right now: stand up. Slowly sit back down. Do it 5 times, using only your legs. That's a mini workout. You just told your body, keep the strength. Don't shut it down. Now imagine doing that every morning. Within weeks, you'll notice standing feels easier. Your balance improves. Even your digestion gets better. You're not just adding years. You're adding power to each one of them, and maybe you're thinking, well, I already walk every day. That's great. Walking is wonderful, but walking alone won't rebuild the muscles you've lost. You need resistance. A little challenge. That's how you grow stronger, not weaker, and strength isn't about lifting weights. It's about lifting yourself up, literally and emotionally, because when your body feels stronger, your mind follows, you feel more confident, more in control, and that, right there, is where the real anti-aging begins. Let's pause here and take this in. Point 2: hidden forces, silent inflammation and muscle loss, together, they shave off years from your life without warning. But now you know, and knowing is the moment everything begins to change. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to begin, with awareness, with action, and with belief that it's not too late, because it's not. And as we continue this journey, there's another hidden reason waiting in the shadows. Point 1: that affects how your heart beats, how your brain thinks, and even how long you'll stay independent. Let's keep going. Now imagine this: you're sitting at the dinner table. The food's warm. The room's quiet. But your mind isn't. You try to remember the name of your neighbor's daughter. It's right there, on the tip of your tongue, but it slips away, and it keeps happening. That a misplaced word, that a forgotten appointment. A room you walk into, and suddenly don't know why. Everyone tells you, that's normal. Just part of getting older. But what if it isn't? Because here's the third hidden reason most people never live past 80. Cognitive decline that starts decades before you notice it. That it doesn't just hit overnight. It creeps in, slow, quiet, and uninvited, and by the time the signs are clear, the damage has already taken root. What's even more heartbreaking, most people don't realize that memory loss isn't just about the brain. That it often starts in the gut. Yes, the gut. See, inside your belly lives a second brain, a vast network of nerves, bacteria, and signals that talk directly to your mind. That if the gut is inflamed, toxic, or out of balance, your brain starts to fog. Mood swings, confusion, memory lapses. It all starts there. And what's fueling the gut problem? Ultra-processed foods, excess sugar, lack of fiber, and decades of ignoring the signals: bloating, constipation, heartburn. They aren't just uncomfortable, they're warnings. But here's where it gets exciting: you can feed your brain by healing your gut, and it starts with one simple, everyday thing: fermented foods. Think sauerkraut, plain yogurt, kefir. Even a few bites a day can begin to reset the balance, and when your gut is happy, your mind clears, you feel sharper, quicker, calmer. Now, add in omega-3s, those beautiful brain fats found in sardines, walnuts, or a quality supplement, and you've got a cocktail for clarity. Let me tell you something personal. There was a woman I met recently, 72 years old. Smart, kind, full of laughter. But she was scared. I don't feel like myself anymore, she said. Her words were slow, her eyes a little foggy. That I asked her what she ate for breakfast. She said, toast, butter, coffee. Every day that we made one change, she swapped the toast for eggs and spinach, added a probiotic, cut her sugar in half. 3 weeks later, she called me. I remembered the name of my high school math teacher, she said, laughing. It just popped into my head. It wasn't a miracle. That it was biology. The brain is hungry for the right fuel, and when it gets it, magic happens. So, we've covered inflammation. We've tackled muscle loss. We've opened the door to the brain-gut connection, but there's one more reason, perhaps the most surprising one, why people struggle to live past 80. And this one, it's not about food, or muscles, or memory. It's about loneliness, not the kind where you live alone, the kind where you feel unseen, unheard, forgotten. You could be surrounded by family, friends, even strangers, and still feel that aching emptiness. And science has finally caught up with what our hearts have always known: loneliness doesn't just make you sad. It makes you sick. In fact, studies show that loneliness increases your risk of early death by 29%. That it raises inflammation, weakens immunity, disrupts sleep. It can even damage the heart more than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in for a moment. And the cruel irony, the older we get, the more invisible we feel. Friends move away, loved ones pass, children get busy, and little by little, that spark inside dims. But it doesn't have to stay that way, because here's the truth most people forget: connection doesn't always come from others. Sometimes it starts with you. Take a walk through the park and smile at a stranger. Write a letter to someone you miss. Join a local class, not to learn something new, but to be in the room with people again. Even calling someone, just to say, "I was thinking about you," can flip the entire day around. I know it's not easy. Reaching out can feel vulnerable, but connection is a form of medicine, and every moment you spend in kindness, in laughter, in presence, is another moment added to your life. You are not too old. You are not too late, and you are certainly not alone in this. That we've talked about inflammation, muscle loss, brain fog, and now, loneliness. They may seem like separate things, but in truth, they're woven together. When you move your body, you reduce inflammation. When you eat better, you feed your brain. When you feel connected, you heal faster. And when you take even one small step in the right direction, your whole life begins to shift. And there's still one more piece to this puzzle. One more hidden reason that's quietly aging millions of people faster than they should. It's hiding in plain sight, but once you see it, you can change everything. There's a sound you don't hear, but your body does. It hums quietly in your bedroom, your kitchen, your living room. It lives in your phone, your TV, your router. You can't touch it. You can't smell it, but over time, it touches you. This is the fourth hidden reason so many people never live beyond 80. Chronic exposure to artificial light and electronic radiation. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But the science is rock solid. Blue light from screens, EMFs from Wi-Fi, the endless glow of LED bulbs long after the sun's gone down. They may seem harmless, but they are not. They confuse your brain, they scramble your sleep, and worst of all, they slowly break down the body's natural repair system, because your body runs on rhythm. A circadian rhythm, the quiet clock inside every cell that tells your body when to rest, when to heal, when to grow, and when to fight off disease. But what happens when that rhythm is interrupted? Every single day, your hormones misfire, your immune system weakens, your sleep becomes shallow, broken, restless, and sleep, true, deep, healing sleep, is when your body does its most powerful work. It's when cells are repaired, when inflammation is lowered, when the brain clears away toxins. Without it, even the best diet, even the strongest body, starts to collapse. Let me ask you something. Do you sleep well, not just enough? I mean truly well. Do you wake up feeling calm, alert, clear, or do you wake with tight shoulders, a dry mouth, a mind already racing? If sleep feels broken, there's a reason. Too many people go to bed with the TV on, too many check their phones until the moment they close their eyes, too many live in homes where the lights never dim, and they don't realize that every flicker of that blue glow is telling your body, stay awake, stay alert, stay stressed. But the fix? It's simple. 1 hour before bed, turn off the screens, just 1 hour. Let your mind wind down. Let the darkness do its work. Read a book. Take a warm bath. Listen to soft music. Dim the lights. Close the laptop. Put the phone in another room, and if you can, step outside before sunset. Let your eyes catch the fading light. Let your skin breathe in the cool air. That signal, real, natural light, is a powerful reminder to your body, it's time to rest. You are safe. You can heal now. I knew a man, 81 years old, sharp as a tack, but always tired. He'd complain that he was doing everything right. Healthy food, walks, vitamins. But still, Exhausted that he had a habit that he'd scroll through news on his tablet until midnight, sleep beside the TV, wake up groggy. Frustrated that we changed one thing that a nighttime routine, screens off by 9. A few pages of a novel. A candle lit beside the bed, within a week, he looked different, eyes brighter. Shoulders relaxed that he called me and said, "I dreamed last night." I hadn't dreamed in years. The body wants to heal that it knows how that we just have to stop interrupting it. So, we've uncovered the 4 hidden culprits: inflammation that silently burns, muscle loss that creeps in with stillness, brain fog that starts in the gut, and the invisible noise of modern life that steals our sleep. These are the traps most people fall into without ever knowing it, not because they're careless, but because no one told them the truth, until now. And here's the most powerful part: it's never too late to fight back. No matter your age, no matter how long you've been stuck in old habits, the body wants to come back to life. You can wake up with energy again, you can feel strong again, you can remember names, laugh louder, walk further, sleep deeper, but it starts with one belief: the belief that your best days are not behind you. They're just waiting to be claimed. Because here's something no one says enough: you are not fragile. You are not done. You are not meant to fade quietly into the background. You are still writing your story, and you can choose the next chapter, starting tonight. So, stand tall, breathe deep, look at that fork in your hand and choose food that heals. Look at those shoes and walk with purpose. Pick up the phone. Call someone you love, turn off the light. Let your body rest. That you're not too old to start. That you're finally wise enough to win. And if this video touched something in you, if it sparked even a flicker of hope, then don't let it stop here. Leave a comment. Tell us what you want to reclaim. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel, not for me, for you, because you're not alone. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come. Here's to living your longest, strongest, happiest life, with fire in your heart and years still ahead to enjoy it.